Welcome, friends. We're thrilled to have you with us today for today's inspiring podcast, Reinventing Retirement Lifestyle. I am your host, Maria Pontes, life and retirement lifestyle coach and an author. I'm honored to introduce Dr. Chitra Sen, a leading figure in education, training, and personal transformation with over 40 decades dedicated to empowering individuals across schools, colleges, and institutions, a true beacon in mental health and resilience. She is deeply associated with NGO Samadhan for the cause of prevention of suicide. Dr. Sen is a Rotary International member at the Kolkata Chapter, and she leads impactful educational projects for her group. Her book, Second Innings, The Turning Point, is a life story celebrating a journey lived to the fullest and looking forward to new adventures. As a transformational coach, she leads the Second Innings program designed to shape mindsets across all ages. She's also co-author of a book, Rejection to Redirection, co-authored with 19 global authors along with her mentor, Mr. Amandeep Thind, which inspires readers to transform rejections into redirection. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Chitra Sen. Welcome, Dr. Chitra Sen, to
Good morning,
our
Maria.
podcast today.
Good morning, and thank you for inviting me to your show.
Thank you for accepting this event for our audience. And let's not wait any longer and get to our questions. We talk about transitioning into this new phase. You've gone through various transitions in your own career. What has been some of the most challenging and rewarding moments for you, and how did you navigate these shifts?
Very good morning to your audience also. It has been a challenging career path or my life itself because I am kind of like I say, little Chitra was born on a roller skates because a roller coaster ride because my father was also in a transferable job. So never really had a steady home. And I married an Air Force officer, so equally bad. I was traversing the globe. So yeah, 2 years packing bag and moving on. I couldn't say that I had much of a career of that way, but yes, I was inclined towards teaching and coaching, and that's what I did. And the times that I couldn't, I added on to the degrees and my portfolio, various kinds of certifications and degrees I added on. Yeah, it has been not a very smooth that way, career wise, if you say, but otherwise, a wonderful life, wonderful family life, wonderful service life. And now your retirement, as you say, is
Yes.
going on.
Yes, we never retire, but
No,
from
we
time.
never retire. We never retire.
Yeah. So, having said all this transition, yes, it is a lot of changes and we need to be prepared, and you've handled it very beautifully. The other aspect that comes to my mind very important is financial planning throughout your career. How did you approach financial planning to support your long-term goals, and what lessons can you share from your own journey?
So you see, as I am 100 years old, so in those days, our pay packets were not that much, but whatever we could do, we had saved, my husband and I, in a traditional way after meeting all the expenses. And as I said, I couldn't have much of a career because it was always, I'm starting from the beginning. You go to a new posting,
Yes.
by the time you learn, you are able to understand what's going to happen, where should I apply, and then again you do a job, then again you are kind of moving on. So yes, but whatever little we did, we managed it well because we knew that we need a life, a better life once we leave, better living. Because when you grow old, you need certain kinds of help and requirements which are not there when you are young. So yeah, we had realized that.
Yeah. And once you finished most of your career life and you were close into your retirement, Dr. Sen, after decades in your field, how did you discover and shape your purpose, and how has it evolved for you over the period of years? And especially with retirement approaching, how did you use your past experience to create a purposeful life?
So yes, Maria, when I was 50 years old, that is what when I started writing my book, Second Innings, A Turning Point, because it was a turning point. When I landed up in Bangalore and my husband was working,
Huh.
and I realized, oh my God, I only knew how to teach a school and colleges, yes. And yes, and what should I do now? Because when you are on the CV streets, you realize how far behind you are because we were protected against the world and being posted in far-flung places. It has advanced so much, especially technology, which I'm still learning. But yeah. So, every time you learn something, something new happens. But then, I came across many mentors who help. And in life, you do need mentors,
Yes.
mentors and people
Beautiful.
to help you progress in life. And that's how I wrote this book, due to my mentor's persuasion that yes. And I realized my experience, how I should channelize it and how I should do it. That's how it's all recorded in the book. A Second Innings, A Turning Point. I did various courses. I upgraded myself. To my surprise, I was accepted in spite of my,
Age. Yeah.
age. And, when you go to the work field in training and in colleges and other MNCs, where I did part of my coaching on, public speaking and spoken English and communication, I was received well because I realized that people are wanting to learn. And yeah, we have learned so many years, experience. There's a lot to learn actually from us too. So we are not that redundant.
Yes, absolutely. When I saw you at the coaching program that you and I did together, that's where I met you. I was very
Yeah.
surprised and I felt, am I too old? But when I saw you also as part of Arfine's coaching program, I felt very blessed. So, yes, as you say, the company, the mentors, your colleagues, they all build you towards your second inning, as you beautifully written that book, and towards your retirement journey where you can explore new adventures. So thank you for sharing that. That was awesome. Yes. Now coming to a little bit on mental and emotional health, which is so important at all ages, irrespective whether we are retiring or retired. So you worked with people of all ages on mental health issues. What
Yes.
personal practices do you follow to maintain your own mental and emotional well-being, especially into retirement?
So, like now, even now, I do freelance work. Because earlier also I used to do, as I said, I had a lot of interruptions in my career and I went on studying and adding on to my degrees. But yes, this is one outlook you must have for, one, you need persistence.
Yes.
Secondly, you have to be open to ideas. You have to be adaptable because otherwise you cannot fit into the
Yes.
society because you are mixing with all age groups and you will be accepted and you yourself will learn if you learn to adapt. So
Yes.
that's one thing I realize. And I make my to-do list every day because that is something that keeps me going. And one of my mentors had told me that you have to look after yourself and dress up and show up as it is your last day on earth or it's your wedding day. So that's what I
Wow.
do. I get up, I groom myself, and yes, I look after my health because health is wealth, as it is said, and especially at this age. And also you need fodder for your mind.
Yeah.
So sometimes we get this innovation, should I go, should I do this? Because I'm
Yeah.
an avid Toastmaster also.
Oh,
So even now I find, a lot of youngsters and they say, ma'am, and I know I'm competing with them, but I love it. And they love it too, because, it's a different kind of experience for them and me. And of course, the other things that, you involve yourself in social work, like Rotary and Samadhan, and other social things, your hobbies.
yeah.
I've discovered so many hobbies that I thought I should do stitching and embroidery and knitting and painting and so many things, even just sitting and chatting with a friend.
Yeah.
sit for a cup of coffee, just talk on the phone. There are a lot of things you do, reading, traveling. It
Awesome.
needs,
My God. So you really look after yourself. So beautiful. Thanks for sharing some ideas. I've got some of them now. I would love to try that.
you
Yeah.
have to involve people also with you.
Yes.
Otherwise, you'll be a loner. And that
Yeah,
everything you can't do on your own also.
absolutely. So having said all this, there's another aspect to our life is when we talk about social connections, you know. With such a full career and life, you have nurtured your own social circles. How important are these connections to you now?
See, it's very important because I am in the condominium that I stay in. I have friends from all age group, and that I think is very, very important.
Yes.
Because unless you have this intermingling with people of different age groups, you will not grow first. And secondly, it will be a kind of, kind of a stalemate. Because my age group, we all are same. I mean, luckily that, we are very open-minded and we are, ready to accept new things. But I get along with all kinds of people, whether they're conservative, they're open-minded, or they're really willing. So I try to motivate them, those who aren't. So,
Yeah.
to join us. Like I said, even if you call a friend and join for a cup of coffee or just go for a walk, just greet a person, all that makes you happy and makes you alive. Even to notice, small things on the road when you're taking another route or seeing that flower bloom, all these things, enhances you just sit and you're enjoying in the evening, you just see the patterns that are forming from the shadow from your lamp. All these things, I think, really makes you give that feeling of living with zest.
Yeah, beautifully said. You know, a couple of weeks back, I was in Goa, and otherwise, I'm so busy that I wouldn't even look at the flowers growing outside the home. This time, I actually saw them bloom when the sun was coming up, took some pictures, so felt so nice about them, and spent some time just those wildflowers. And as you rightly said, yes, look at the little things around you and see how different you feel about it. And I resonated with what you just said right now. Thank you for that. I would want to ask you another question. Lifelong learning is something that you have talked about in earlier. And I see you're a strong advocate for lifelong learning. What new skills or knowledge are you most excited about learning and why?
See, I keep on upgrading myself. Say if I am very fond of teaching English, and like public speaking. So I enhance myself on that. Then on counseling courses. Because unless you upgrade, because what we learn, things keep changing so fast. So that's one thing. And this lifelong learning, like I do small, small courses. Now, technology is something that I have been battling since age of 50. Every day I learn something else comes in,
Yeah.
but it's very, very rewarding. Because when I was writing my books like Rejection to Redirection, that's what I realized that, sometimes you're rejected because you don't know about it, about that knowledge. That's why you feel rejected. It's not your fault. You should know it. Or sometimes people reject you because they're not understanding you. It's nothing to do with not knowing. So you have to know that. And yeah, I do small courses on upgrading myself on technology so that I can make good PowerPoint presentations things. So I'm learning. And when I wrote my first book, I couldn't get the flow by typing. I used to write. And then when I was actually typing the book for publishing,
Fun.
I realized how easy it is to do the corrections, how easy it is to, and I did so many changes after that. So
Yeah.
I'm feeling very happy with myself that I've accomplished them. So
Awesome. My God, that you're such an inspiring person. You're for others, for me to learn from you and never to give up. Yes.
no, you
Rejection to
must learn new
redirection. Just
things.
redirect our way of doing things. Beautiful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Very
Maria.
nice.
It is this world is so vast and we know so little. And I'm
Yeah.
so happy that now that I've got enough time to do so many things.
Yes. In fact, another thing is your work in the social impact side with Samadhan highlights your commitment to giving back. So that's another area in retirement that people volunteer and want to give back to the society. What drew you to this cause? And how has it impacted your outlook on life?
You know, one is for that thirst of knowledge that I have. That's one thing. Secondly, when I was with one women's group who were actually encouraging entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, then I realized that even it doesn't matter, like some ladies had got their mother-in-laws and mothers, and those ladies were so happy. It was not the money they were selling us a jar of pickle, may not be costing much, but that happiness of doing something and giving to the people, and people are enjoying and they are appreciating. So it builds up your confidence, it builds up your self-worth, I guess. And you're very, very happy. It's an accomplishment. So when I realized that if I can help people who needs, like who wants to take a job or something, so that I can help them with their interview skills, and if I can help them to learn a little bit of social etiquettes and manners, and why not? If they can, so these are the things they come automatically if you are in love with what you do, actually.
Yes.
If you love what you do, you will do many things, and many opportunities come up.
Very nice. I mean, whatever we know, we've learned in our professional careers, we can always give back to the society that way.
You can give back, you can monetize it also. If you
Yes,
want,
yes.
Yes, you can
Absolutely.
monetize it, because a lot of people want to learn some things from you.
Yeah.
Everyone has a talent.
My last question to you is, when it comes to legacy and wisdom, looking back, what are the key lessons or values do you hope to pass on to others, both in your personal and professional life?
I would just say that don't ever give up living, because life is full of ups and downs and a lot of uncertainties. But there are good times also. And if you love life, you would do. And in the canvas of one's life, there's always a space for little more. Little more you can always add.
Yes.
And as I would say, and I would end it with, that life is not a barrel of laughter. It is one laugh at a time. You must assemble your own barrel and put one laugh at a time as you progress. So, cheers to all, and happiness on your second innings. It is a turning, indeed.
Wow. That was such a powerful quote, your inspiring message to us and the audience. Thank you so much for spending this time for our audience. And audience, thank you for joining us. We hope Dr. Sen's insights inspire you to embrace retirement or life in general with purpose and joy. Stay tuned for more on creating a wonderful, fulfilling next chapter. Until next time, keep reinventing yourselves and help others around the world. Thank you.